Okay, so introduction to basic handgun components and handling. Number one, this is how you're going to grip. You want to get the web in between your thumb and forefinger up as high on the back of the grip as you can, squeezing mainly between these 2 points. Here, finger stays high on the frame off the trigger until you're ready to fire. First thing we're going to do anytime we pick up a gun, we're assuming it's loaded. We want to check and confirm whether it is, and if it is, we want to unload it before handling it. Most automatic handguns are going to have either a button or a lever right next to the back of the trigger guard, which will drop the magazine. And then once we've dropped the magazine, there's nothing else in there, we're going to rack the slide back, which it's easier if you curl your hand over the top and push opposite directions like that, and then the round that was in the chamber fell out. Most automatics like Glocks will have some type of slide locking device, which when the slide is pushed to the rear, you can thumb that up and it'll lock it open. And then we can check there's nothing in there. It's very easy to see and feel. So we know it's empty. We're still not going to point it at people just for fun, but we've confirmed that there's no ammunition in there. We'll move the live ammo further out of the way. So for disassembly, for most of this type of gun, Glocks, Smith & Wessons, striker fired guns, they are going to require a trigger pull for disassembly. So, and we've done this, but just to be sure, I'm going to run the slide a few more times just to make sure that there's nothing extra in there. There's no mag, no bullets anywhere. And then takedown for a Glock is pretty simple. Pull the trigger, pull the slide back about 1/4 of an inch, and then on both sides there's these little tabs here. Well, if I can get my hand out of the way. On both sides there's these little tabs here that once we've pulled the trigger, pull back, grab on each side, pull those tabs down, and then the slide will come off. So components, we have the frame, which is the part including the grip that the slide reciprocates on. It includes a trigger guard and then a trigger. Most of these have a trigger pack, which essentially drops in. This is all modular. So grip, frame, trigger guard, trigger. Larger guns may have a rail on the front that you can mount. I've got a light and laser mounted to mine. So that's the frame. Up here we have the slide, and out of the slide comes the barrel, recoil spring, and then the slide body itself. There's a bunch of smaller components that are back here in the rear that generally you won't disassemble unless you're an armorer. The field strip of most modern handguns will result in these 4 components. You can clean just about everything you need to from this position, and then reassembly is as simple as drop the barrel in, put the recoil spring in. There's a cutout on the base of the barrel that we want to make sure that slides into, and then line the slide rails up. And then once we get to the back, we'll just push through and we're back together. The trigger should reset each time. So that is the basics of a striker fired semi-auto handgun.